Hello! Good morning! Happy Fitness Friday! Welcome! Thanks for joining me. If you are watching this recorded, feel free to skip ahead a few minutes. I just start early so people can log in live. But otherwise, go grab grab your mat, grab some blocks, maybe some water, put your hair up, get ready, let's work out, let's sweat. We're going to do 30 minutes of power yoga. It's a mixture of vinyasa and strength training. So, we're going to be doing some core work and some speedy yoga with your breath. It's going to be tons of fun. I'll be back there. But, yeah. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. The lighting was kind of funny. What was that about? Ooh, interesting. Okay. I should put my comment down. Paste. Enter. Pin. Ooh, there we go. Pinned. Just a couple more minutes left. This week I do not have music. I just decided it's a little hard to concentrate on me, and it's also kind of tinny. You can't hear it very well, so I figured if you want to put on some music, go ahead, put on your Spotify, get pumped, listen to whatever music you like to listen to. Maybe next week I'll try again, but not this week. Okay. Well, it is 11:11. Welcome. We're going to be doing some power yoga, so grab your mat, grab your water, and let's get started. I'm going to move on over there. Ooh, I totally just moved this. Okay. Hello. So, we're going to start with our big toes together touching, knees far apart. And we're going to do child's pose. So come on down. Bring yourself down to your mat. You're going to bring your forehead down and reach your arms in front of you. Like so. Start to settle into your mat. Ground yourself. We're about to do some big exercising, some big sweating. So settle in. Ooh, I think I see I have a viewer. Hello. So we're going to start in child's pose. So knees far apart, sit back towards your heels, reach in front of you, forehead down. And as you settle into your mat, notice your breath. Who do we have here today? Hi, Nia. Hello. We're starting in child's pose. So bring your chest down. Listen to your breath. Listen to your breath. And check in with your body while you're here. While you're down here, notice how you're feeling today. Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling happy? Are your legs feeling good? Are your arms feeling good? Are you feeling any sort of pain? Notice any sensation, any feeling that's appearing in your body. Before we start, we just want to really check in with ourselves. If any part of your body is feeling weak today, notice that. We want to work with it, not against it. So, that way throughout class, when I tell you to do a pose, you can be aware of an issue rather than just kind of, ignoring it. Because, if your knee's hurting today, you should really do some preventative measures rather than, waiting till it gets worse. So, relax, notice your body. If you'd like, you can give yourself a little forehead massage. You can roll your head side to side. And after you've checked in with your body, start to deepen your breath. We're going to do something called Ujjayi breath. So this is the breath of heat, and you're going to do your Ujjayi breath, you close your lips, and you make that kind of oceanic sound in the back of your throat. So, inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. It's okay if your breath is loud. You know, we're home, it's not embarrassing. It's kind of nice when you're in a yoga class too to hear like these ocean sounds. So, you know, be loud, be as loud as you need to. Like I said, this is going to build some heat in your body. So if at any moment you get too hot, you can open your mouth and let some of that air go. I do that quite frequently. But, you know, we want to try to build that heat in our body. Our goal is to sweat. So, let's focus on your Ujjayi breath. When you inhale, even though you're constricting the back of your throat, you still want to fill your stomach up with lots of air. So practice that. And finally, as you're down here, we're just opening up our hips and grounding ourselves. You also want to think about your intention for today. Why did you bring yourself to your mat? Why are you here? Think about, you know, are you here for strengthening? Are you here for weight loss? Are you here for sweating? Are you here for self-care? There's so many reasons you could be here. You decide. And for the rest of the class, really be aware of your intention. I'll remind you to bring it back in your mind later. But now that you have your intention, you can sit on up, and we're going to start to do some cat-cows. So first, start in tabletop. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders and your knees beneath your hips. Inhale, bring your stomach down, gaze up. Exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, cow pose, stomach down, gaze up. Exhale, cat pose, curve your spine towards the ceiling, head hang heavy. What we're doing here is warming up our spine. Our core is the most important part of our body. It holds all of our organs, and it keeps us standing. So we want to make sure that we feel really good in our core today. If you want, you can really exaggerate these movements. So when you do your cat pose, you can push with your shoulders as well. So you can push away from the ground and really let your head hang heavy. You can even sit back a little. And when you inhale for cow pose, you can bring your stomach down. Really, you can drop your shoulders back down, gaze up, and even use your eyes to look back behind you. Feel a stretch in your eyeballs. Just a few more of these cat-cows. Remember to do it with your breath. Inhale, stomach down, gaze up. And exhale, stomach up, gaze down. Now during your last cat pose, what I want you to do is not only are you pushing up with your spine, push your belly button up towards your spine. Push it up and then back and up. So this is going to do a stomach lock. This is going to help you get a stronger core. So push it up. Throughout class, I'm going to encourage you to do that lock. Push your belly button in and up. Alright, let's do one final round. Last cat pose, push that belly button up, let your head hang heavy. And then push up into a downward facing dog. If this is your first down dog of the day, do not be discouraged if your heels usually touch the ground and they're not right now. That's totally fine. The main part of this pose is our triangle shape with our body. You want to keep your hips back. Rotate your triceps away from your ears. Push into the ground with all 10 fingers. And then you can pedal out your heels. So make one leg straight, push that heel towards the ground, and then switch. If you're like me, you might be slipping a little. That's fine. I couldn't find my yoga towel today. Oh well. Then come into a static position. I'm going to push my hands back. And try to push your heels toward the ground. Once again, it's okay if they don't touch the ground. Just keep your hips back. Remember your Ujjayi breath. So inhale, fill your stomach. Exhale, constrict your throat, make that sound. Build heat. Next, inhale, look to the top of your mat and travel forward. So you can step a big step, a couple of tiny steps, you can jump even. I'm going to scoot back so you can see me a little more. Now keep your feet wide apart, bend your knees, and bend them as much as you need to so that your stomach and your chest touch your thighs. Grab for opposite elbows, let your head hang heavy. We're going to be in ragdoll. So like a ragdoll, feel free to sway side to side, let gravity take over. Really let your head hang heavy. Imagine it's as heavy as a bowling ball. If you want, you could release your fingers and touch the mat. Notice the sensation of it under your fingertips. We still want to be aware of our body as we're doing this. Yes, it's power yoga, but this is still an awareness practice. So notice how you're feeling as you're strengthening. Maybe feel a little bit of an extra stretch. And become still for just a moment. Wiggle your toes close together until your big toes touch. And then slowly stand up, one vertebrae at a time. Let your head come up last. And then lift your arms up high for mountain pose. Now I'm going to turn towards you so you can see me a little better. What I'd like you to do is start with your feet. Lift your toes off of the ground and notice where your weight is. Is it on the balls of your feet? Is it on the heels? And try to make it nice and even on both sides of your feet. And then once you feel steady, let your toes come down. Make sure your hips aren't too far forward or back, nice middle ground. Pull that belly button back and up. Shoulders back and down. Arms up, pinkies rotated toward one another. This is going to be your mountain pose. We're going to do this quite a bit today, I think. So, you want to keep, it seems like a simple pose, but there's a lot going on. You want to try to keep your spine nice and straight. Take some deep breaths. If you want, you can continue your Ujjayi breath. Now, I'm noticing that my Wi-Fi is not working well, so I'm going to disconnect. Okay, I think that should be better. Let me know. Okay, so, mountain pose. And we're going to bend forward, fold at the hips right here. So try not to reach like that. Try to keep your core as straight as possible. Reach for your feet. And then once you're almost to the ground, lengthen your spine again. Big inhale. Exhale, reach a little further. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, reach a little further. If you're like me, you might notice you're overextending your knees. Bring them back. Try not to overextend. You can bend them just a little bit. And then finally, you can fold all the way. No longer, you don't have to have a straight back. You can reach as far as you need to. You can touch the ground perhaps. But wherever you are, notice how far you are. Notice if you're touching the ground, notice if you're halfway down, notice where you are. And then on your next inhale, halfway lift, you're going to straighten your spine. I got a message. Is somebody saying it's bad? Okay, I'm going to tell them to try again. Try again. Okay. All right, so, stay in that halfway lift. Really straighten your spine. So what I'd like you to do is to avoid looking... yes, I'm clear? Awesome. Okay, cool. So, avoid looking up. You want to keep your spine as straight as possible. So look down at your mat. Pretend that your head is pulling out just a little bit from your spine. This straight spine, this flat back, it takes care of your spine. Especially since we're doing a lot of those forward folds from earlier. Yeah, you want to take care of it. So one more big inhale to prepare. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Step your feet back behind you. And hold a plank. Make sure your hips aren't too far up or too far down. Find a nice, comfortable middle ground. It won't be too comfortable. But push into all of your fingertips, all of your palm. Squeeze your belly button back and up. You can even push away with your shoulders a little bit. Try to strengthen your upper back, your shoulders. And then push up with your toes, so you're about 2 inches further forward. You can bring your knees down if you like. I'm going to, but you can keep your knees up if you want to challenge yourself. You can bring those knees down, flip your toes, so the tops of your feet are on the ground, and slowly lower yourself. Keep your elbows close to your ribs. Lower yourself down. Big inhale. Upward facing dog. Now it's okay if you didn't stick with the inhales, exhales there. It's a lot of air to hold while doing these difficult poses. So we're going to do it again, and that's the rhythm there. You can look up, keep those shoulders back and down, and then flip those toes back over and push up. I'm going to scooch up a little bit. Push up into downward facing dog. You can pedal out those heels once again. Woo. Nice. Next, inhale, look to the top of your mat. Travel forward as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. And I'm going to look at you. What we're going to do is a standing side bend, sometimes called standing crescent, sometimes leaning mountain. I've heard lots of names for this one. But what you're going to try and do is keep your hips still as possible. Take a big inhale to prepare. Lengthen your spine. Exhale. Reach to the side. Try to keep your hips in line with the ground. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, go to the other side. Try to keep those hips as straight as possible. Inhale, straighten. Now if you want, you could grab your fingers together so you make that little steeple point with your fingers. And try again. So exhale. Keep those hips as straight as you can. Try to reach just your upper core. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, reach to the other side. Try to keep those hips straight. Next, inhale, lengthen. Release your hands. Push your hips forward just a little bit and reach back. You want to try to keep your hips above your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Now I'm going to look back forward. Inhale to prepare. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to do that a little faster. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. So that's that plank, knees down. Lower yourself. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push your hips back. Inhale, up to the top of your mat. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back bend. Keep it gentle. Try to keep your hips above your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Awesome job, guys. Now we're going to sit down into our invisible chair, so keep your arms up. Sit back and make sure you can still see your your toes over your knees. So take a peek. If you like, you can sit even deeper, but try to peel your chest away from your thighs. Look up. Take some deep breaths. If you got to release some air, understandable. Open that mouth. Cool off your body. If you want to build that heat, close your mouth. Think about your intention. Why are you here today? Are you here to strengthen? Are you here to sweat? Then maybe close that mouth. If you're here to be present, maybe keep it open. It's up to you. Sit a little deeper. And hands at your heart center. Fold forward. Feel it stretch the back of your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands down. Lower yourself. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Keep your hips square to the ground. So by that, I mean don't lift it too high. Take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, lengthen that leg. Keep it a little higher. And exhale, low lunge. Bring that right foot to the top of your mat. Feel steady here. Take some deep breaths. If you like, while you're down here, you can maybe even try for a bind. But if that's not available, that's all right too. Just keep yourself nice and steady. Next inhale, lift up. And what I would like you to do is look at your back foot. You might notice that you're doing a warrior one. Well, what I'd like you to do is put that foot a little further to your left. Your left foot go more to the left. And then point your hips forward and lift your heel so that you are doing a lunge. We're going to do a crescent lunge. So inhale, lift those arms up high, shoulders back and down. You can bounce a little to really activate your thighs and your calves and all those muscles in your legs. Now keep your right knee over your right foot. If you really want to challenge yourself, bring that left knee further down. Hands to your heart center. If you'd like, you can stay up high. Otherwise, you can bring your knee down. I'm going to bring it down. And as you exhale, twist to your right. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Bring your hands to the middle of your chest. And look over your right shoulder. Your hands might not reach the middle of your chest. It's totally fine. No problem. Each exhale, twist a little deeper. Each inhale, lengthen your spine. Don't push too hard. But find that edge. Find a comfortable edge. You want to challenge yourself, but you don't want to injure yourself. So be aware of how you're feeling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And release. You can bring your hands down low. You can wiggle your right foot up towards the top of your mat. We're going to do a runner's lunge. So reach your hips forward and down. And actually, I'm going to scooch back just so you can see me. There we go. And it should look something like this. If your hips don't go as far down, that's okay. You just want to feel a stretch in your inner thighs. If it's available to you, feel free to attempt to bring your hands flat or even bring your forearms down a little. Push back up. And then we're going to push our hips back, and we're going to do a nice stretch in our front leg. So, keep this left leg straight and fold yourself over it. You don't have to go too far. Just whatever's comfortable. If you like, you can even sit back a bit. But I'm going to stay up high. And walk your hands forward. Move your knee forward. Lift your toe so that it's tucked under. And inhale, lift. Back into your lunge. Bounce that knee one more time. And we're going to do a little jump. So jump forward. Whoop. Nice. Okay, now we're going to do this on the other side too. So hands together, reach forward, bend at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward, fold, hands down, feet back. Reach forward, bend down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Keep it square. Hold this for a few moments. And then on your next exhale, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, foot down, low lunge. Now if you like, you can do that little bind. Maybe your fingers touch, maybe they don't. Maybe even just attempting it would feel good. Otherwise, just feel nice and steady. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Come down a little further. Inhale. Lift up. Now we're going to do that crescent lunge on this side too. So take a look at your back foot. You can lift onto your toes. Take your hips forward. Maybe give yourself some more space if you want to move your toes further to your right. Go ahead. Try to make the same sensation on this side as the other. Inhale, arms up high. Bounce that knee. Activate those muscles. Whew. If you like, you can bring your knee further down for a challenge. Just keep those hips pointing forward. Your left knee, keep it over your left foot. Shoulders back and down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to your heart center. You can bring your knee down or up, whatever you did on the other side. Repeat it on this side. And look over your left shoulder. Twist to your left. We're going to try to bring your hands to our mid-chest. Each inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little further. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Notice how this feels. Take those deep breaths. Once again, why are you here? Are you here for strengthening? Are you here for lengthening? Be very intentional with your breath, with your movement. Take those deep belly breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last round, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring your hands down to the ground in front of you. Now once again, I'm going to scoot back just a little. But you guys bring your left foot to the top of your mat. And then reach your hips forward and down. Try to get the same amount of sensation on this side as the other. You can flip your back toe. So top of your foot is face down. See how this feels? Notice if it's different than the other side. It probably will be. If it's available to you, you can bring your hands all the way down flat. Maybe try to bring your forearms down. I think this side is a little bit less flexible for me. What about you? And then lift your hips up and back. And we're going to straighten our left leg this time. and fold ourselves over it. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Notice where it feels, that stretch. It might be different on this leg. You can even sit back a little if you like, onto your right leg, but I'm going to stay up. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, push forward. Bring that left knee over your left foot. Push up into that crescent lunge. And bring my back foot further up. Good bounce. Then we're going to jump forward. Ready, and bounce. Nice. Now we're almost done with class. So, yeah, we're at the end. So what I'm going to do is have you lay down on your back. Whew. We're going to do one last little core work. And that is, we are going to lift our hips into bridge pose. So you can bring your feet together if you like, but honestly, keeping them a little further apart might be better on your knees, might help prevent some pain. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your knees together. Now see how far you can lift your hips up. Push into it. Squeeze those knees together. Then your next exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to go a little bit further with it. Take a few breaths. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, push up, and then wiggle your shoulders underneath you so you can grab your hands underneath your hips. So clasp your hands together, squeeze your knees together, push up. Push, push, push. Keep squeezing those knees together. Breathe nice and deep. Take up space with your belly. Squeeze those knees together. And release. Remove your shoulders from underneath you. You can bring your feet together. Let your knees lower down to the ground. For Supta Baddha Konasana. And bring your hands, one to your stomach, one to your chest. Notice your own personal cycles of breath and heartbeat. How does your breath feel? Is it fast? Is it slow? Deep? Shallow? Which nostril are you breathing out of more heavily? For me, currently it's my left. And you can close your knees together like a book. Grab your knees. Give yourself a big hug. Squeeze your forehead to your knees. Squeeze every muscle in your body. Squeeze any muscle that you can think of to squeeze. Squeeze it. Squeeze that belly button towards your spine. Squeeze your fingers, your toes, your face muscles, everything. And then release into Shavasana. Palms face up. Toes pointing away from your body. Give your armpits room to breathe. And close your eyes. Now this is the end of our class. We have ran out of time. But you can stay here as long as you like. Just make sure after class you give yourself some water, some love. Tell yourself how thankful you are to have brought yourself to the mat. That's a lot of hard work that you just did. Now, you can stay in this Shavasana, but I want to tell you a little bit about what I have been up to. So I have started a Patreon account and a Ko-fi account. So if you want to help support me, you can. I've pinned a comment to this post of the link you can click that'll send you to all these links. You could send me a one-time donation with the Ko-fi, and you can also support me monthly with my Patreon. There's different tiers, so the lowest tier is only $3.33. I think you might be catching on to a pattern. I like my repeating numbers. And the highest tier, you can actually sponsor somebody else to get a tarot reading, along with getting yourself a tarot reading. So if there's somebody out there who wants a reading and they tell me that they can't afford it, I'll be awarding it to them. Also, I have been doing a competition all week, and today's the final day. And what this competition is I put a secret word throughout the video, and if you collect all the words, or whoever collects the most words, they win a free large tarot reading. So that's like, I do a sliding scale, but average person pays $30 plus tip. So that's for free, just for watching my videos. If multiple people have all the words, then multiple people get a free reading. So, you know, don't think that, I'm late, I haven't watched all of them yet. The deadline is tonight at 11:11, so you can watch all those past videos and find those secret words. But today, our final word is going to be patience. Patience. So collect all those words, get a free tarot reading, support me, and thank you for coming to class today. Thank you for supporting me and watching me. If you can't support me with money, which makes sense, a lot of people are unemployed, just like my videos, comment on them. That helps me so much. Honestly, it really does. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave me a comment. Leave me a message. Thank you. Namaste.